This video was uploaded last year by Mr. Nightmare, who I enjoy his channel, but, he did a video called 8 Extreme Haunted Houses That Take It Too Far. And they literally do take it too far. I'm going to turn the volumes at 50, okay. So anyway, here we go. Oh, before I forget, the link to the description is in the description box.
Number 8, Dead of Night. Dead of Night was an attraction on Long Island, which had one of the most horrifying haunt openings many had ever seen. Everyone waited in lines listening to a calming, "We are here for your protection" recording.
Everything will be okay. You are safe. We are here to protect you and care for you. We love you. Nothing is real. All is well.
Which was interrupted at intervals by an air raid siren and men in gas masks and suits, who each grabbed an unsuspecting patron and dragged them into the haunt. However, you'd be lucky if you were dragged in. Some people were zipped into body bags, and some were thrown over actors' shoulders and carried inside. The haunt opened with this very strong abduction scenario. Then the focus shifted to humiliation, which included the smearing of strange substances on patrons' faces, and even hitting people in the face with large and painfully heavy objects, going as far as fake genitalia. Dead of Night has been discontinued from the Chamber of Horrors this past year. Number 7.
Well, no shit. When you zip people into body bags, you know what that causes? You know, suffocation. No, but it gets worse. Some of these are really fucked up. Yeah, no fucking surprise why the first one that you talked about got discontinued. No fucking surprise.
Scarehouse, The Basement. The Basement at Scarehouse is an intense, immersive, and interactive experience inside a nearly 100-year-old historic and apparently actually haunted building. You may enter in pairs or alone, though odds are not many people will be entering this place alone. The actors in this haunted house are incredibly convincing, and there's a lot of improvisation and dialogue as you make your way through each scene of your own personal horror movie. It's not possible to make it from start to end without coming into contact and having to deal with the actors playing with you for a while. There is extreme physical contact, sexual undertones, real electric shock, religious themes, and much more. Like most on this list, you must sign a waiver before entering. The basement can get so disturbing that the attraction responsibly has a safe word to yell out if a patron happens to feel violated or too uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, before we continue on to the next one. If it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, if you have to sign a waiver that says, "Oh yeah, we have a safe word if you feel like you're being sexually violated," enjoy. What the fuck? Seriously, what in the actual fuck? Any haunted house that makes you feel sexually violated shouldn't be open. I mean, half these people that open haunted houses where people may feel sexually violated should go through the fucking police, through a examination to see if they're sane before opening a haunted house attraction. Continuing.
Number 6, The Cult. The Cult was an attraction located in North Conway, New Hampshire. The Cult has been called the ultimate in terror, only for the diehard fans of true horror. For those who want the true experience of real-life terror to test your fears.
Okay, my question though is, that's very, objective to say. No, not objective. That's very, not objective, but, that's very opinionated to say. Because when people say true horror, well, true horror to me is, you know, starving to death. That's true horror to me. True horror of a dead body hanging in front of me. Yeah, that's scary, but it isn't true horror. That's just a dead body hanging in front of me. I'd rather worry about starving to death than seeing a dead body hang in front of me. I'm just saying. Continuing.
It is an hour-long attraction and you must walk through alone, absolutely no groups allowed. Going through it, you would encounter violent and sexual situations and would be touched many times. Many, many times.
Yeah, okay. Another one that has, that whole thing of sexual situations. Who the fuck wants to go through a haunted house that has sexual situations? No one. People want to have a fun time. They don't want to feel like they're sexually violated, including if the person's a rape victim.
As the nervous patrons meet a man before entering the attraction who asks if they have any problems with darkness, heights, claustrophobia, eels, rats, bugs, needles, or being fully submerged in water, one would have to wonder, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah, no fuck. No fuck whatsoever. Being submerged into water. Okay, now we're gonna simulate drowning to you? Literally? It gets worse. It really does get worse.
Patrons are given a red card on a lanyard. If one decides the experience is too much, they can give up their safety pass and it will be over. And then, one by one, patrons would be asked to step into a chairlift that leads to a dirt path, which would then lead to a cabin where you would meet a man who would shove you into a booth, yell at you, spray unknown liquids in your mouth, throw a bag over your head, and then carry you outside, where the simulated torture continues. As one continues on.
Wait, I'm sorry, but throwing a bag over someone's face isn't simulated torture. That is torture.
It only gets worse. Throughout the attraction, you would encounter live animals, for instance, having cockroaches crawl over you, forced edibles, for instance, being forced to drink animal urine, extreme violence, extreme sexual violence, and much more.
Yeah, like I said, any attraction that has sexual violence to it should not be fucking open. The police actually should check that shit out.
The cult has been closed since 2013.
No shit.
Number 5. Blackout Haunted House. This haunted house has 2 locations, one in New York and one in California. It features extreme violence, full frontal nudity, sexual situations, forced edibles, submersion in water, physical contact, and you must enter alone. Patrons have been abducted in vans, faux waterboarded, and even rolled naked in a sheet of plastic and forced to walk barefoot down a used condom-covered hallway. Said hallway would lead to a sexual assault scene, with a horrifically tall figure having sex with a frail woman in a blood-covered bed. As a patron would pass, the tall man would stand up, exposing his nude body, and then make physical contact with the patron.
Wait. Here's some of the rules. You must walk through alone. Okay, stupid idea. 2, you must be over 18. Yeah, that's smart, but still, it's a fucking stupid idea if you're gonna have possible sexual violence a part of it. 3, stay on the marked path at all times. It's fucking dark. What's the marked path? You will be prompted to do certain actions. Please do exactly as you're told. This is for your safety. Oh, actions as if pull your pants down, let me put my dick in your vagina? Yeah. If I were a girl, I would say fuck this shit. 5. If there's absolutely no speaking allowed inside. You can, however, scream as loud as you like. You can never touch the actors. Yeah, but the actors are sexually violating you. Guess what? Their faces should get fucking punched in the face. Do not ever touch the walls. Of course people are going to do that. It's dark. It's dark. No one's going to see fucking anything. What do people touch when they're inside the dark? The walls. You must wear protective mask and carry a flashlight at all times. We will provide both of these items for you. Do not bring your own. Jesus fuck. Continuing.
That overall relies on darkness, loud noises, violence, and sexual situations to terrify its customers. Until recently.
Yeah, and here's more of it. Fog, strobe lights, complete darkness, crawling, stairs, loud noises, water, physical contact, sexual and violent situations. Sexual and violent situations. They actually fucking imply it here. No. I'm sorry, but if there's any sexual or violent situations, that should not be open. Like I said, the police shouldn't check. They should check this shit out. You don't want rape cases on your hands? Well, don't have sexual or violent situations. Logic.
Recently, it has been a solo-only experience, but now groups are allowed.
Duh!
Or Shocktoberfest Naked and Scared Challenge.
This I heard about.
Shocktoberfest has proven that, along with intellectual and physical fears, haunted houses can also tap into superficial fears, namely the fear of one's own body. The Naked and Scared Challenge allows guests to traverse a dark haunted house nearly nude, literally stripping off outer layers of protection. However, after a brief battle with a local township, the creator of the attraction decided he couldn't allow guests to participate naked, so guests are now to wear the smallest underwear they could fit into. Guests of the attraction have said removing clothing makes the experience more intrusive, personal, and intimate. Employees use special techniques and scare devices, for example, water and air blasts among others, to heighten the experience. Coupled with near freezing fall weather, it becomes a rush for those who are daring enough to go through in their underwear. When patrons have that psychological layer of protection removed, it's a whole new sense that's available to be entertained and exploited. Number 3, Freakling Bros Victim Experience 3. This Las Vegas...
This one's really fucked up. I mean, the Naked and Afraid challenge, that doesn't sound really that bad, really, to be honest. In the video, if you want to watch it, it's going to be in the description box below. They basically have, dusters that are soaked in water. That really isn't a scary experience, but this one's really fucked up.
Its attraction features partial nudity, submersion in water, electric shock, and extreme physical contact. The victim experience is incredibly intense, and you must go through alone. Patrons will experience extreme physical contact, light torture, simulated drowning, and more. One patron said he watched a camouflaged attacker appear out of nowhere, grab his colleague by the foot, then knock her down and drag her away down a long hallway. He was left alone in the darkness until the attacker came back for him and threw him over his shoulder. Patrons will experience
I'm sorry, but you know what? Look, as you can see by my pinky ring, I'm a pacifist for the most part, but if I brought a friend of mine, man or woman, and they were being dragged down a hallway, I'd beat the asshole who's dragging them. Literally, I'd punch them to the point where they're bleeding from their face, and it wouldn't be fake blood either. Seriously, I would get agitated. I wouldn't wait until it's my turn. I would go after the person, because you don't know where they're being dragged.
Electric shock, as well as the feeling of near drowning as they are submerged underwater.
No, I'm sorry. Near drowning, that's too fucking intense. No, you shouldn't do that shit. Like I said, I'll repeat myself again, the police should check this shit out. It isn't funny. It isn't fun. That shit's dangerous.
As the title of the attraction suggests, once you enter, you are a victim. You will experience pain, you will be tied up, and you may be carried and thrown. Freakling Brothers actually runs 3 haunted houses every year: Castle Vampire, Circus of Horrors, and Gates of Hell. The Gates of Hell became one of the first haunted houses in the country to be R-rated due to graphic content and the requirement of patrons to be over 18 and sign a waiver. The victim experience takes place in the Gates of Hell, and it simulates what it would be believed to be like to die and actually go to hell.
What the fuck?
Without giving too much away, victims are put in several scenes where they're touched, forced to get down on their knees, and subjected to things that anyone would find shocking.
What? No. If you were going to force someone to suck a dick, No, that just isn't fun. That isn't fair. That's just fucking wrong.
Number 2, the Raven's Nest. One of the lesser-known extreme haunted houses, the Raven's Nest has been closed since 2009. It had been closed after it was deemed as too extreme by the town. The Raven's Nest featured actors who were paid to induce pain on the patrons, as well as other humiliating methods of torture. The owner, Mike McNair, would hire mostly larger, more intimidating actors who would be capable of easily picking up, tying, or shoving patrons. Visitors would also be kicked to the floor and forced to do things like lick the ground, eat disgusting foods and liquids off the floor, and even have actors stick their fingers down patrons' throats to induce vomiting. The attraction also played with claustrophobia, having patrons crawl through air vents filled with real cockroaches and spiders, as well as constant tight and cramped rooms and pathways. There was no safe word, which may have been a small factor in the eventual closing of the Raven's Nest.
No shit!
Number 1, McCamey Manor. This San Diego attraction shouldn't even be in the same category as regular haunted house attractions. This extreme haunt tops this list because it can use scare tactics that are off limits to professional attractions. It also can't be said that what goes on in this place is safe. Participants are covered in blood, forced to eat disgusting things, threatened with power tools, stuffed in a clothes dryer, submerged in water, physically assaulted.
No. Physically assaulted? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Forced to drink urine and even given an unwanted haircut.
Done.
Forced to drink urine? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Say it.
I'm quitting.
No, you're not. You're not. Participants often leave covered in blood, commonly their own, and so far nobody has made it through to the end.
What? They're covered in their own blood? They're actually torturing people. This isn't... No, that violates all haunted house rules. I'm a pansy. I'm a chicken shit. I can't do that shit. But I know, according to most haunted house rules, especially Field of Screams, they don't pull this shit. They don't pull this shit.
There is no safe word, and they only pull the plug when medically necessary.
Well, only when medically necessary, they go that far? They go that far? I would call the fucking police. I would call the fucking police.
This house plays with people's fears of claustrophobia, with tight spaces and corridors, people's fears of spiders, with restrained victims having up to or even more than 4 tarantulas crawling over their faces, people's fears of clowns, and just about anything else you could think of. Perhaps one of the more shocking parts is that the experience goes on for about 5 to 8 hours, maybe hence why nobody's made it through to the end yet. The McCamey Manor house is for extreme horror lovers only, who wish to experience what true terror or gross-out torture feels like. But apparently there are a lot of people who wish to experience it, as there's a waiting list of more than 17,000.
Well, okay. So, they only pull the plug at this fucking attraction when it's medically necessary? Really? You're gonna go that far with cutting people, with putting snakes on them, with putting tarantulas on them, with raping them, and so on and so forth? Jesus fuck. Jesus goddamn fuck.
So this is our video to you, Russ. Wish us luck. Checking in, everybody. If we don't talk to you again, we love you all. Mwah. Bye. See you soon. See ya. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I want to quit! I want to quit! I want to quit!
Get those hands up. Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Because I'm a big pussy, Russ.
Yeah. You guys are fucking fishes. Sorry. It's because you're Steve, I'm scared. No, we haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. Why are you crying? I'm scared. It's okay. Just no light and relax. You're okay. We're okay right now. Okay. All right. Tell us what's going on, Steve. Tell us what's happening. Nobody should fucking do this. Yeah. Nobody should do this.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube now, but Jesus! These haunted houses should be, you know, surveyed by the cops before people do any of it. You know what? I feel bad for people who were sexually assaulted in these fucking things. Because, you know, violating someone's private areas, because you can do it, but these people being violated can't do anything back is just fucking wrong.